Good team.
There was one that was supposed to be. It was a great road game, and it was supposed to be a good team against a good team. Miami played Florida.
Oh, wait.
It was supposed to be two good teams.
Miami, Florida was supposed to be good on good.
It should be. Historically, we know.
Historically, recent history, though. We know Florida's not good under Billy Napier.
They haven't been
they're
good for a
bad
couple
under
years.
Napier.
Yeah.
They are
Well, they showed
horrible.
us. They showed us on Saturday. They were terrible.
You sent me the tweet. What's the record?
Billy Napier?
Yes. Do you remember that tweet?
Yeah, I got it. Well, I don't have that one. The one that it was like he's let me see if I can find it.
I got it. 1-8 versus rivals, 2-11 versus ranked teams, 9-4 versus unranked teams. 4 of those wins are versus FCS / non-power teams. So you get rid of those 4. He is only 5-4 against unranked teams. And here's the kicker. Here's the one that made me just drop my phone on my face. The boy is 2-4. The man, 2-4 versus Vanderbilt, Missouri, and Kentucky on a 6-game losing streak.
Yeah.
You can't be at Florida losing to Vanderbilt, Kentucky, and Missouri. That's not good. That's bad. That's bad as in bad, not bad meaning good.
It's terrible.
That's awful.
Awful.
And they went out there and laid a clunker against Miami.
So I think there's 2 things here. Florida does not have the playmakers they used to have 5 years ago, 10 years ago, on offense and on defense. Like, because they used to be a great defensive team too. They had guys who could make plays, big hitters. Think about guys like Ken O'Neal and guys like that, but they don't have that anymore on either side of the ball. And then the other thing, though, CJ, I think we got to, like, Miami's pretty good. Miami's better than I thought they were going to be.
This can't be. You watched that game and thought, wow, Miami's better than I thought they were
Cam
going to be.
Ward was throwing dots.
Well, hey, Cam Ward was throwing dots and got into the top, 3 odds as far as the Heisman odds go?
He was awesome, that running back who they got out of the portal from Washington State or Oregon State, somewhere, Washington. He was from one of those schools.
Got him from somewhere in the portal.
That dude was mowing people over.
It's Florida.
Maybe that's it.
That's. I don't know how. I get Florida's Florida in name, but that's not the Florida Gators of my youth.
Oh, no, definitely not.
That's not Tequila Spikes' Florida Gators. That's something else entirely.
Tequila Spikes played at Auburn.
Yeah, well, that's not his Florida team then.
Damian Martinez, that's the running back on Miami. He had 15 carries for 65 yards. I mean, if you're Florida, like, I don't know what you do.
Fire Billy Napier.
Who's going to – well, here's the problem. The president of the University of Florida has announced that he's out. So there's no one really at the moment kind of in charge. And if you fire Billy Napier, you got to pay him, I think it's $26 million is the buyout. So the athletic director, that's a lot of money you got to just eat. And I think they're still paying Dan Mullen, who was the previous coach, who took them to three straight New Year's Day bowl games and got fired. So that's a lot of dead money you're paying dudes who aren't around. They got a quarterback last year, DJ Lagway, who's the freshman, who was one of the best players in the country coming out of high school.
That's the one everybody's excited
He's the future. Not many people stuck around for the end of that game. At the end of the game, Graham Mertz got a concussion, the starter. They put in DJ Lagway, and they went down and scored. That was the only scoring drive they had the whole game, was with DJ Lagway playing quarterback. So do you just pull the plug right now and be like, all right, Graham Mertz, take another week off. Got concussion syndromes, whatever. We don't want you to go out, hurry, don't go out too soon. Let's just hand it over to Lagway. What do you got to lose at this point?
Yeah, no, you play him if you're Billy Napier. You're right. You play him.
He's playing for his career.
You're playing for the rest of your career if you're Napier. And if you can get not just hope, it doesn't feel like there's any hope in Florida right now. This kid is there, and I'm sure he's a 5-star. Sure, he led them down the field late in a game that didn't matter, that was already decided for a score. But after that, Florida felt like they had some hope. Well, like, okay, if this season's going to be bad, we can use it as a developmental for this young phenom, and we can be good. If you're Billy Napier, you have to bite the bullet on this season and pray that this kid that you got at quarterback, the 5-star, is something special and spectacular and can give you moments. Maybe enough to get you 5 wins, and you can say, hey, look what I've got coming through. We'll build around him. I can do this. Otherwise, there's no reason None at all.
But then
Miami is running down the field, scoring touchdowns, and talking to Florida recruits. They're conversing with Florida recruits like, hey, you don't want to go there. Come here.
Well, Florida,
come play with us.
Florida made the
You
wise
can't have that.
decision of hosting a recruiting day, which is, if they win the game, it looks awesome because the
It's the best environment. It's the best
loud,
environment.
all that stuff. But then they have the recruits sitting right where the Miami players walk off the field, and the Miami players just take the opportunity to stop and tell all of them not to go to Florida. Come to the U. If you want to win,
what they're
come to the
doing. Like,
look at the
we
Florida.
Beat the hell out of them.
The
Come
Florida
here.
staffers are like, no, go, get out of here. They're like pushing them down the tunnel.
What a terrible recruiting decision.
It's an awful idea. Which Florida college do you feel like has less hope at the moment? Florida or Florida State?
Florida, because
they've only lost one game. Florida State's lost twice.
Florida's been bad. 3 seasons?
Yeah.
Florida State. 10
last year was
3,
undefeated until they
10-3 and
until they got boat raced by Georgia. 13-0 last year.
13-1.
Yeah.
So they're coming off back-to-back 10-win seasons. So there's like, okay, maybe there's something funny going on. We can trust based off the 2 seasons prior that Norvell will get it figure out. Florida, what do you have to lean on if you're Florida? You're 2-4 versus Vanderbilt, Missouri, and Kentucky at Florida.
I mean, the worst part about Billy Napier, besides the fact he's a grown man named Billy, I don't trust grown men named Billy or grown men with crew cuts. Those 2 things that they always have given me pause. But he couldn't open the water bottle during the post-game press conference. I don't know if you saw it. You get beat by Miami, and then you get defeated by a water bottle while you're standing up there trying to answer big questions.
And how confident you were in this team going into the season.
He is
Just
really
how
trying to open this
surprising
thing.
was this performance?
Yeah, I mean, it's embarrassing.
Do you think somebody did that on purpose?
I was wondering, is he?
That's how our kids feel.
I'm sitting here using my hands trying to role play this. Is he trying to close it or open it?
Yeah.
Maybe he's just like kind of fiddling with it.
It looked like he was trying to open it, Lane.
I mean, he looks like he's a pretty strong guy. Like he's,
Somebody super glued that shut to add insult to injury.
or he was just like kind of open and close. You know what I mean? Just kind of going back.
Throw
and
it
forth.
back up there. No audio. Let's see if he's opening.
I was
and
using
closing, 'cause
I think he's turning it
looked like it was one way.
counterclockwise.
Looked like it was only one way.
All counterclockwise.
Look. Yep.
Turn.
Yep. Still the same way. No, he's trying to open that lane.
How do you come back from this if you're Billy Napier? You know what I would do? Today's press conference, stand up there, answer questions, everything. The whole time, just fiddle with a bottle like that, and then just try to play it off like that's my thing. That's my nervous tick. I'll just fiddle with water bottles while I stand up here.
The Jessica Benson Show with CJ Hart, live every weekday at 8 a.m.